Hello and welcome to a new video from Teaching Tactics with Mr. Gamal. In this video, we're going to be discussing the lead-in and lead-out stages of a lesson. Or in other words, in this video, we're going to be covering how to perfectly start and conclude a lesson. This video is prepared and presented by me, Gamal Hassan Ibrahim. Welcome back. The lead-in and lead-out stages of a lesson. The lead-in stage. The lead-in stage is the beginning of the lesson where the teacher sets the context and engages students. This stage is crucial for capturing students' interest and preparing them for the lesson. So, the lead-in stage is the beginning of the lesson where you as a teacher need to capture the interest of your students. And you can achieve this by some key elements. Number one, engage students. But how to engage your students? You can engage your students by using an interesting question, anecdote, or visual to grab students' attention in the very beginning of your class. Also, you can relate the topic to students' experiences or prior knowledge to get them more involved in your lesson. Number two, set the context of your lesson. So you can clearly explain the topic and the objectives of the lesson in the very beginning of your class. Also, you can provide a brief overview of what will be covered in your class as well. The third element of the lead-in stage is warm-up activities. You can include a short activity to get students thinking about the topic, and some examples of the activities are brainstorming, quick discussions, or simple games to get your students more engaged and more involved in the content. And this is the lead-in stage of the lesson, or how to start your lesson. Now we're going to move to the lead-out stage. And the lead-out stage is the conclusion of the lesson where the teacher wraps up and reinforces key points in the lesson. This stage helps ensure that students leave with a clear understanding of the lesson, and the key elements of the lead-out stage or the conclusion of the lesson are: number one, summarize key points in your lesson. So you can recap the main ideas and concepts covered in the lesson. Quickly, you can summarize the content or the main points of your lesson. Also, you can highlight important takeaways and clarify any misunderstandings. Number two, you need to check for understanding to make sure that everyone understands the content of your lesson. You can use quick assessments like exit tickets, quizzes, or verbal questions to gauge students' comprehension of the content of your class. Also, you need to encourage students to ask questions and provide feedback to make sure that there is no misunderstanding of any of the key points and concepts of your class. The third element is to assign homework or practice. Give students tasks to reinforce what they have learned and prepare them for the next lesson. Also, you need to provide clear instructions and expectations for the assignment to clear any misunderstanding also. The last element of the lead-out stage is to provide a preview. Briefly introduce what will be covered in the next lesson to keep students curious and engaged. These are the four elements of the lead-out stage of a lesson, or that's how you can perfectly conclude your lesson. Thanks for watching. Gamal Hassan Ibrahim.